I'm going to make my chicken fried rice. So I'll just get everything together and go and grab this other bone. I've had it charging just to keep up with chat. So please do bear with me over the next minute or two while I get everything set up. Yeah, I just looked and it was time to go on. So here I am. So if you haven't already, please smash the thumbs up, as I certainly need more of those. So just bear with me as I get everything together. And I'll start off by shredding the chicken that I cooked up earlier. Yeah, just bear with me. Racing around like a headless chicken. I think you all know how that is, but anyways, never mind. Here we are. And yeah, we're just waiting to see who's going to go in here and who's going to come on. So I'll just get this chicken and I'll just start shredding that off. Then we'll start preparing some vegetables and everything and getting ready to cook and getting everything set up. So yeah, rattle, rattle, bang, bang, as I put everything. And I'm going to have some chicken bones, so I'm going to freeze them up as well. And then, you know, when I want some chicken broth, I'll cook them up and make, you know, boil them up and make them into chicken broth. So just bear with me as I get everything prepared. And so I've got here 2 pounds of chicken legs that I earlier roasted off. You might have seen me prepare that on my earlier live. And they're looking absolutely delightful. I could have cooked them a little bit less. I sort of got busy with my marmalade and didn't check on them as I should. But anyways, just shredding all the meat off of these. And of course any bones, they're all going to boil up nicely, and I'm just going to shove the bones into a bag. Oh, it certainly smells and looks lovely, this chicken. And of course the chicken I'll just have in bite-sized pieces, thereabouts, you know, just a rough guess. And just pulling the skin off as well, and that'll go with the meat. Of course, you know, the skin and the fat is all flavour, so brilliant there. And actually, the chicken juices here that collected in the bottom of my baking dish actually dried up a little bit, so I'll just put a bit of water in with that and with some heat and reconstitute that, as that'll be all flavour to go into my rice as well, and will be absolutely brilliant. I guess you could say this is nearly a Thai Indian sort of style of a fried rice that's sort of almost like a biryani, I guess. I do love a good biryani, so you know, that will be really something to look forward to. And I haven't had this dish since I was in Thailand, and I'm wanting it, and I'm going to recreate it. So hopefully it tastes fairly similar to what I had in Thailand at you know, some of the shopping malls in the food courts. So I'm just sort of shredding this chicken down, and of course once I've done that I'll have to go and wash my hands off. You know, get pretty greasy with all this chicken, but you know, never mind. Oh, this chicken smells wonderful. And of course it was good just to have it cool down for an hour or so before I was ready to do it. And of course I'm not going to cook it up during this live because it would make you know, the live very, very long with not much going on. So good to have it cooked down earlier. And of course you could do it with raw chicken meat, like cut up chicken thighs or something like that, and then fry it. But of course if you're going to take the extra time to roast your chicken off, you're just going to get a wonderful and far nicer flavour than what you ever would just frying the chicken off first. So of course if you come in, please do say hello, and it's really great to see you. And please do remember the links down below in the description. A membership link. I'd love to have some channel members. Also there's the donation link, and of course, you know, donations go towards ingredients or filming equipment and running a YouTube channel, so they're much appreciated. I have some links to my merch store, which is situated on Teespring. And of course, I have a link to my Amazon wish list. So of course, you know, any of those is all much, much, much appreciated. So just shredding this chicken up into nice bite-sized pieces. Yeah, it would have been a bit easier to shred up if I cooked the chicken a little bit less. Probably let it cook for about 10 minutes too long, but anyway, never mind. I'll put this into the freezer, my bag of bones, and they'll make a wonderful chicken broth. I'll just turn my sink on to get some hot water running to wash my hands. Again, after, you know, dealing with greasy chicken. And putting this all into a bowl, ready for when I want it to incorporate in with my rice. Oh, I've got to have a taste test of this chicken. Looking for a nice yummy bit. I'll put this aside. It's certainly a day of cooking and cooking live stream. So just bear with me as I'm off camera. I better put my oven on just to warm up. And yeah, I'll just tie the neck of this bag and shove that into my freezer. And of course, if anybody's here, please do say hello. I'd love to see who's here watching. And of course to say hello to you, and it'd be lovely to see some mods actually. I'll just shove that into my freezer. Get out my beef batch. I'm going to cook with that. It'll give a bit more flavour than your vegetable oil. And I just rendered that out earlier, so it's still a bit soft, and I just drained the water out off the bottom when I rendered that, but that'll be just perfect. And of course putting my oven on because I want to reconstitute these chicken juices that dried out in the bottom of my pan, and they're all flavour. I'm not going to put a lot of water, I've just sort of put enough just to cover the bottom, and that's just to reconstitute things, of course. And of course I don't want it to be too wet, but I sort of want it to be enough that I can scrape it out. And I better start preparing my vegetables. So I'm going to grab my wok. Just getting everything together, so bear with me there. I'll just put a bit of this beef tallow in the bottom of that, and I'll set it aside and start preparing some of my vegetables. And of course, you know, some beef fat should give some wonderful flavour in this. Should give some wonderful flavour. Arielle blur. So I'll just sit this down beside. Of course, I've got some bacon here. It's about one rasher of bacon. I won't cut that up just yet. I'll just deal with my onions first. And I've got about 1.5 pounds of brown onions. So I'm just going to peel those off. And I cooked a big heap of basmati rice yesterday, and it's the basmati rice from Aldi, so should be quite interesting to see how that one is. I never tried the Aldi one before, so hopefully it's grown in India. I had one from one of the other supermarkets here, and it was Australian grown basmati rice, and yeah, I didn't think much of it at all. Didn't have a very nice texture actually. And I've tried the local grown jasmine rice, and it was shocking too. I think, you know, much nicer to get your basmati rice that originates in India, you know, grown where it's supposed to be, and you know, the people who actually know how to grow it. And your jasmine rice, I mean, that's an original from Thailand, so, you know, much nicer to get grown in Thailand where it originates, you know, the people who know how to grow it and make it or whatever. Methinks. Peeling these onions, that's always a bit of a chore, isn't it? But, you know, it's always the fun of cooking, isn't it? Peeling onions. I don't know who we'll get from the States and Canada. I mean, time differences, a bit crazy, and I know it's probably pretty late for most of you in the States and Canada. So it'll be interesting to see who we get. And it would be lovely to see some of you come. I was on earlier on Yogi Hollow Farms, Lisa's live, and she had a very interesting live stream with Daz of My Aussie Garden and Kitchen. But unfortunately she had a lot of trolls coming in, so of saying that, and you know, this time of day it seems like there's going to be a lot of those under bridge dwellers of I then went and switched on subscriber only mode because you know, I can't really be bothered with you know, the trash and the rubbish viewers. So you know, switching that on, hopefully it'll keep them away. And I have here some garlic. There's probably about 4 cloves of that. One very large clove and then some small ones. So, you know, it would probably be equivalent to like about 3 normal sized cloves, which of course is going to go in. So I just peel that off and crush that. I won't sort of put it in just yet. I'll fry my onions off more before I put that in. Yeah, some real tiny cloves. It's sort of the last part of the head of garlic that I had kicking around in my refrigerator, so I'm going to have to buy some more fresh garlic. I mean, of course, you could do it with garlic powder, but I'm just wanting fresh garlic if I've got it. You know, just gives a slightly different flavour, of course. But of course, you know, if you've got dried garlic or garlic granules or garlic salt or whatever, it all works quite good. So of course, just crushing that, and crushing it just sort of makes it a bit easier to peel. you know, it will chop down into smaller segments, I guess you could say, once that happens. It's always a bit of a fiddly job peeling garlic, but you know, it is worth it with the flavour you get. Oh yeah, they're some real tiny cloves there, equivalent to like about 3 normal sized cloves, I guess. Never mind. It will cook up quite nicely, all the same. Things might be a bit quiet today at this time, I don't know. It's it'll be interesting to see who we get. Very interesting to see who we'll get and how many we get. And it'll be interesting to see how long it takes before I get everything cooked down too, I guess. Probably won't be such a real long live. Of course, with fried rice, it always takes more time with the prep than what it does with the actual cooking. Or with most stir fries, that's the same too. So reminding everybody, smash that thumbs up please, much appreciated to get more of those. So garlic peeled, I'm just going to chop my onions up into rough wedges. I like big pieces of onion in my fried rice, but if you don't, you can always cut it up a lot finer too, pretty much up to you. And of course, you know, a fairly simple dish that you can recreate, although if you're making it for the family, I'd probably halve the dish, you know, halve the amounts, because this is going to make a real big heap of fried rice, but I want some for lunch tomorrow, potluck for church. So, you know, that's why I'm cooking like double what I'd normally cook. And of course, even, you know, what I'd normally cook, I would have a lot of leftovers that I would freeze and have, you know, a week's time or what have you, or some in the fridge for tomorrow or the next day that you just reheat. And I mean, fried rice reheated, it's often nicer than when it's first made. You know, the spices, they seem to, you know, blend and mature, you know, if it's left. Like a lot of things, you know, the leftovers, you know, like a stew or a curry or whatever, the leftovers are often better the next day. Funny how that is. Chopping those in half a bit. I don't want such huge chunks, but nice big chunks, if you know what I mean. Arielle blur. So just popping them in, and of course, you know, that amount of onions always makes me start to cry, so I'm glad I don't have any more. So I'll just chop this garlic up, and I'm going to sit it aside until I'm ready for it, because I don't want to put it in too early and have the garlic burn, and then it sort of tastes bitter if it burns. So, you know, I'm chopping it up now, but I won't sort of put it in right away. I'll put it in once my onions are sort of, you know, fried up nicely and nice and fragrant. And of course, a big thank you to all who came on to my earlier live stream when I was cooking some orange and lemon marmalade. And when I get up to wash my hands, I'll actually grab that and I'll show you the jars of what I made. So of course, you know, the garlic I'm just going to sit aside, and I have here, I think it's one or two, oh no, it's probably about one very big rasher of bacon. And of course I'm going to add that in too, because, you know, it gives a nice flavour for your fried rice. But of course, you know, bacon or, you know, something like that is of course optional. I just like it, so in it goes. And of course, for my non-pork eating friends, I mean, you could always use like some beef bacon or you know, something like that. So I'm just cutting this up into strips, or I guess maybe lardons. You know, the chefs among us could tell us the technical terms, as I'm only a home cook. So I'm just going to put that in with my onions too, and then I'll put this forward with the garlic aside until I want it, and I'll go and wash my hands off, as I should be hopefully finished with dealing with meat and vegetables by hand, and I can start cooking. And of course, with such a large amount cooking, it'll be a bit of a production line. But you know, that's all good and fun. So just putting that board aside, and having a bit of a wash off, and then we'll get the stove and start frying things off. And hopefully the chicken juices at the bottom of the pan here have reconstituted nicely. Oh yeah, they're close. I'll give it a bit more time, and because I don't want them to be too runny. Get rid of this trash that I don't want. Butter, I'll leave that there. I want to put some butter in with my rice later, because that'll give a nice flavour. And I'll just get my stove and get that on, and we'll get things frying away. Oh, this weather making my nose drip, so. Anyway, never mind. Now getting this stove. I'll give it about half heat, I think, and I'll get this wok on and heating up. I'll just get some doors and windows open here so we get some airflow. It's dripping rain outside, so good day to be doing cooking live streams and not be trying to live stream outside, of course. And I'll just grab my large stainless steel bowl, as I'm going to need that just to production line everything into as I cook. Hi there, great to see you. Live Freedom, hi there Live, great to see you. Thanks so much for that. My second cooking live stream for the day. Somebody else was going live and I wanted to be on their live stream, so it meant I've got two live streams instead of one real big long one. But earlier on I made some marmalade. Orange and lemon marmalade, and of course homemade. Absolutely wonderful. And lemons, of course, were homegrown. And oranges I bought cheap from the market. They were about 40 cents a pound, which is very, very, very cheap for onions. Just reduce the temperature a bit. But yeah, I really appreciate the thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Live. Just get this chair here, because I want it as another, I need another bigger table actually, but you know, this is what I've got, so it sort of will have to do. Just grabbing my rice that I cooked yesterday, a big lot of basmati rice, about 2.5 pounds of that. I'm going to be cooking a big amount because potluck for church tomorrow. Of course it's Saturday here as I do this. I know most of my viewers, it's Friday evening or Friday night, and even quite late Friday night. I'll just get this butter beside. I'm going to want some more butter anyway, so I'll just go and get my garlic back. as it's nearly ready to add that in. About 3 large cloves it ended up at. And I've got some chili peppers that I'm going to put in, Thai chili peppers. About 6 very small ones of that. Generally I'd use more large ones of that, but it's sort of what I got. All good, never mind. So I'm just going to cut the stalks off the chili peppers. They're what I grew myself, and pretty much the end of the season for those, as it's winter here. So it won't be any more of those on my plant until springtime or summer or what have you. But never mind. And I'll just chop them up. And then they can go in, and it's going to be a fair couple of woks full actually. So, you know, different ingredients will be going in at different times, sort of thing, is what I'd normally do if I was cooking the whole lot in one go. But I'm going to mix everything up in the big pan that I've got. So that's all brilliant. Oh, actually I'll drop the temperature down a bit more. It might help if I stand at the wok a little bit more too. And just stirring everything through here. And just getting some of these other ingredients that I want. Everything's going to be a bit mix-a-daisy here, but doesn't matter because I'm going to mix everything up really well at the end. And I'm just going to get some of this rice and pour some in. Without rice going everywhere, don't make a mess, Ariella. Ariella blur. And if you're frying rice, it's always good just to cook it the day before and cool it down well. Have it in your fridge and it sort of will crumble apart a lot better then. I mean, don't try and do it with freshly cooked rice. I mean, you probably can if you know what you're doing, but you're really going to have to separate things really well. So I'm just adding a grind of black pepper, a good shake of white pepper, I would have liked some more chilli, but I don't have it, so I'm just going to put a really good shake. Well, actually, it's not shaking real well, so I just I'll give it a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'll probably end up not much more than that. And 1/4 teaspoon of some turmeric, or a little bit more than that. We'll probably end up with about a teaspoon of that in all. I do have some chicken juices here, luckily, but I'm going to want just to deglaze this pan off a little bit. And I'm going to add a good shake, pretty much to taste, of Thai fish sauce. I better get a spoon that I want to sample things with. And you just play with your seasonings until you get them as you sort of want it. Just do it to taste. And I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of umami. I mean, that's an optional ingredient. I'll probably, do about 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of umami. I just want this to cook enough just to, all the rice to separate. Because there's a few chunks here. I'll just have a bit of a taste test here. Oh, where'd I put my curry powder? Definitely I want some of that. And I'll put about 1/4 teaspoon of that in here too. I was thinking it was missing something. Of course it was my curry powder. Arielle blur. So in with that. Just scraping everything really well. I mean, the next lot of everything will be with the chicken. And I'm going to mix everything together at the end anyways. Oh yes, the flavour's coming along quite nice. Getting my beef tallow, I want some more of that. Definitely we want some more of that. And a knife to get all that out with. I'll just take this out and pouring that into my big pan. And I'll just drop the temperature a bit. I'll just get some of this beef tallow, some more of that. And I'll get my chicken meat in with that. I just want things just to warm up here. And I'll just get my chicken juices. I'm just going to add these in here. That'll just deglaze things. And of course, you know, those chicken juices, they're all flavour, so, you know, definitely wanting those. I must grab my eggs because I want those for the next big panful I'm making. I'm just scraping the flavour bits off here. Wonderful. And I'm going to grab about another third of this rice and put that in. And I'll just get this to fry off enough and to separate as well. I've got rice going here everywhere. And I'll grab another ingredient that I want to put in. I've got here some ginger. It'll work out being about 2 teaspoons of grated ginger. Fresh grated ginger. So I'm just grating that off with a microplane. Oh, the ginger certainly smells wonderful. just enough to give a bit of a flavour hit with that. And I'll mix everything together really well here. Oh, I love the smell of this ginger. And I'm basically wanting to heat everything through here and, you know, get all the flavours to combine. Might just give it a little bit more heat. Don't want to give it too much. And another half a teaspoon of umami. Oh dear, this thing's nearly empty. I'll end up having to pour it out directly, I think. And I'm really just heating things through enough that it sort of separates. We'll get another quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Giving it a good spice hit. A grind of black pepper, a good shake of white pepper, and mixing that all through. We'll get another quarter teaspoon of turmeric. And a good quarter teaspoon of curry powder. Well, actually we'll make it half a teaspoon. And mixing everything together really well. Although I will mix things more as we go along. And I'll just have another taste test of this lot. Definitely I think I'll need some fish sauce. Absolutely, so a shake of that. And I'll put this in with my other rice, and of course we will heat everything up sort of once we're done too. And another reason why I do it only a third at a time is this wok's too heavy otherwise. So putting that back on the heat, I get another good lot of beef tallow and get that to melt. We're probably using like about 2 tablespoons of the tallow. Oh, it's dripping rain out there again. I'll just grab some curry leaves. And of course if I had some cilantro that would be perfect, but I don't sort of have any. It was not much in the shops the other day and it wasn't looking very nice. So just melting down the beef tallow here. And I've got some curry leaves here, fresh curry leaves, and I'm going to add a good amount of those. Oh, Uncle Al, hi there, Uncle Al. Thanks so much for dropping by here. Yeah, live stream number 2 for today, cooking live stream. And of course these curry leaves, you know, as they come out when you're eating, you just sort of pick them out, but they will just put a nice flavour through everything. And a nice smell. I got about 10 of those. I'll chuck a few more in since I've got them. And then it'll be in with my eggs and I'll fry them off. I don't know, what do I want, about 6 eggs? I mean, this is one of those recipes, you just sort of throw it together and play it by ear. I've got a handful of eggshells, I'll get rid of those. And in with some more. Got the eggshells here everywhere. Arielle-Viking. Those out, I don't really want those. It'll make my rice a bit crunchy, won't it? Egg all over my fingers. I think we've been running about an hour, I think. So we're not going to be a huge long live, maybe another hour, I don't know. Break those up and I'll get a couple more eggs in. I'll then put the rest of the eggs away in my refrigerator. And I sort of don't want to cook the eggs fully, but have them, you know, pretty much sort of set. Because they're going to coat the rice a little bit too and add, you know, another wonderful flavour to that. Oh, there's not much butter in that other container either, so I'll just get a new container of that and have that ready here when I want it. I mean, you could whip the eggs up, but it's just easier just to throw them in whole like this and just sort of scramble them up as things cook. And, you know, it gives a bit of different colour too. If you sort of got the egg white and yolk and sort of, you know, pieces of each. Just adds another you know, dimension of colour, I think. Oh, I want to salt the eggs. So I'll just get my salt grinder and give things a grind here. And that's the only actual salt that I'll use in this. You know, the fish sauce is salty, the Thai fish sauce, so give it another quick shake here. White pepper. Mix that around. I'll just get some butter here. And of course, if you've got ghee, you could use ghee, and ghee is wonderful in this. I should get some ghee. I don't actually have any at the moment. So yeah, that's about half a tablespoon of butter, and of course I want a bit more butter. Butter things up. And of course I prefer butter. I don't sort of like margarine very much, so I go with the butter. It's a new container of butter, and of course, you know, the price of that's going up all the time. On special now, this is $5 for a pound of butter. And I mean, it used to be, only a couple of months ago, it was $4 for a pound of butter. Okay, so that's semi-set enough. I'll in with the rest of this rice. And we'll get this fried up, and then we'll get everything mixed through. And then we'll be looking pretty much ready for a taste test. Which, of course, you know, I'm looking forward to the taste test. And I'll just get another, well, a tablespoon and a half of butter, because I want about 2 tablespoons of butter in here. Just to give a wonderful flavour. And a really good grind of black pepper. Mixing that through. I'm going to add, oh, my turmeric's getting low. Half a teaspoon of that. Because I thought the other one needed, needs a bit more colour, so I'll give it another good go of that. Sealing that on well, and mixing everything through here really well. And of course I want the lumps of rice just to separate. A really good shake of white pepper. Quite a bit of a spice up, so about 1/4 teaspoon again of cayenne pepper. And of course this looks pretty greasy with the butter, but of course when I put the other in to incorporate through with everything, that should take up. I mean, I wouldn't be using as much at a time, or I mean I'd be using it dirty if I'd sort of had, you know, about half the amount of something. Half a teaspoon of umami. Of course that's the last of the umami I've got, so I'm going to get some more of that. And half a teaspoon of curry powder. Just mixing everything through really well here. I'll have a taste test. I'll probably need a bit more curry powder, I think. And I'll better add some Thai fish sauce as well. A good sprinkle of that. I always want a bit of saltiness in that, but that should be enough overall. Maybe I'll need some more curry powder, I don't know. We'll have a taste test in a minute. And I'll just have a bit of a taste test of this. I mean, this last bowl might be a bit over the top, but of course when I add the other in, it'll all, you know, even out. No, actually it needs a bit more curry powder and a bit more spice, so I'll give it another 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And another 1/2 teaspoon of curry powder, and then we'll mix all the other in with and get it to heat through again. That's about 1/2 teaspoon, a heaped 1/4 teaspoon. And of course this is one of those recipes that you just do to taste. Oh, the Angry Atrox. Hi there, Todd. Great to see you. Yes, second live stream for the day. Cooking, cooking, cooking. So I'm just going to add all this in. Oh, it smells wonderful. And just to heat things up and incorporate everything through, because I've got a fried rice production line going here. So of course, you know, each third of the wok, as I cooked it, wasn't the exact same amounts of ingredients or even the same ingredients, because I'm going to mix everything together anyways. Got some big chunks of basmati rice here. I cook such a lot in my rice cooker, so I normally would cook about half the amount or less, but I want a good amount to take to church on Sunday, which is tomorrow for me. You know, potluck lunch. So of course, you know, a lot more than what I usually would cook. So I mean, of course, if you're making a big heap of rice for a family occasion where you had, you know, a large gathering, you know, 10 or 15 people, this would be an ideal amount. So I just want this now to heat through and everything to incorporate. And it should be just brilliant. I've got 2 pounds of chicken legs that I roasted off this morning and then pulled it off the bones. A good 1.5 pounds of brown onions. I cooked up 2.5 pounds of basmati rice, 3 large cloves of garlic, be about 3 Thai red chilies, about 2 teaspoons of umami. My nose is starting to run now as I do this. 3 teaspoons of curry powder, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of turmeric powder, Thai fish sauce to taste, salt and pepper to taste, of course, about 15 fresh green curry leaves, and 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder. What was it? Turmeric powder, Arielle-Viking. About 3 teaspoons of curry powder. I don't know if I said that earlier. I should have written down what I'd said. Arielle-Viking. But I'm just sort of mixing this through now. Just to heat through. Oh, Hope Polite Walker, hi there. I'm making a it's a curry chicken fried rice, and something I had in Thailand in you know, the hawker stalls and street markets and that sort of thing. And the Indian people who had lived in Thailand a long time would make this one. And I hadn't had it for ages, and I'm wanting to recreate the taste, so here we go. And of course I've got to take some potluck tomorrow. Oh yes, it does smell amazing. And of course I will be freezing some as well. I'll have some leftovers for myself that I'll freeze. I wouldn't normally cook this much. But of course, because I sort of want some tomorrow, I've cooked a really big amount. And I'm just wanting everything just to incorporate here and everything to warm up through, because I was far too much to do in one wok pull. So I've done it in 3 batches, and then I've sort of put everything back together to incorporate, you know, the last batch, so everything sort of blends together. And yes, it does smell amazing. There's still a couple of lumps of basmati rice here that I'm just wanting the heat just to slowly get through. Oh yes, there's 6 eggs in there too. So yeah, you know, I scrambled the eggs sort of in the last sort of wok pull, and in they went. Oh, thank you, Todd, of Ariel, Oklahoma. Thank you so much, Todd. I really appreciate that. I'll remind everybody, if you haven't already, please do smash the thumbs up. And please do check the links down below in the description if you don't know of those. I'm just sort of mixing everything together. I've got Aldi's basmati, and it's actually a lot nicer basmati than what I bought the supermarket brand from Coles or Woolworths. So I'm thinking this might be actually Indian basmati rice, whereas I checked the Coles and the Woolworths stuff actually was locally grown. And I've never thought much of the Australian grown rice, to tell you the truth. If I get like jasmine rice, I want the Thai one. And of course this basmati from India is a lot nicer. And I mean, that's the originating country, so I mean, you know, of course they can grow it and make it better in the originating country. Oh, I'd love, if I could bring you a bowl over, Hope, I wish I could. I wish I could. BitX, could you get it there to Jocelyn in an hour? Oh wow, this smells wonderful. And once everything's really heated nicely, I'm going to have a taste test. I can't help myself. I was going to have a taste test anyway, so. I don't know if you were still there, Jocelyn, when I was making my marmalade. You might have had to go and cook supper for the family. When I was saying, the oranges are actually Florida oranges that I use. Which, you know, you'd probably find amazing. Or at least interesting. Just get a little bit and check my seasoning. I don't know if I need anything else, but I still want to heat everything through, and then I'll get myself a bowl and have a real proper taste test. Oh yeah, it's close, but it just needs a bit more salt. So I might just give it a sprinkle of or a grind of sea salt over the top, and it should be pretty good. I thought I had enough salt, but I mean, when you incorporate all the 3 batches together, you know, some batches I used less fish sauce, and others I used a bit more. Oh yes, your landlord lied or flies UPS packages. I'm putting yourself in a box right now. Yeah, good move there, Jocelyn. Actually, if they could put me in a box, and I'll take the rice with me and come with the whole lot over to you, Jocelyn. How's that one sound? Oh, and I put about was about 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ginger that I grated with a microplane. Yeah, I forgot to say that. And 2 tablespoons of butter. That's the marmalade I made earlier for anybody who missed that when I was finished. Still a little bit warm. I should put it in the refrigerator in a minute, and then it'll set fully. Oh yes, thank you so much, Todd. It's nice to catch you live, yeah. And I'll tell you what, this smells amazing. roasting the chicken off first was really a master stroke too, I think. I wish I had some beans, but, you know, green beans, but they're so expensive at the moment. But yeah, some green beans would be perfect in this. As in, you know, fresh green beans. I'm not talking about dried beans. I think I can turn this off and I'll get ready for a taste test. We've been running about an hour and 30. So I'll let that cool down a little before I move everything, and we'll have to have a wipe up around here because, you know, Ariella makes a mess. Ariella blur. And of course it'll be a good opportunity to show you how I put stuff into takeout containers for, you know, later. Oh, it's dripping rain out there again, so yeah, no creek walks today, I'm afraid. It's been dripping rain all day, so it's actually, you know, good weather to be doing a cooking live stream indoors. Just get rid of all these so I don't need them anymore. And I'll be spending the rest of today sort of cleaning up, because I flicked rice everywhere when it sort of came out of such a big container of it. You know, I had a big bowl of it absolutely filled to the top, and you know, when I'm pouring out a third of it for each batch in the wok, rice went everywhere. So it was really, you know, one of those blur moments. But we get a lot of those when Arielle is filming, don't we? We always get a lot of those when I'm filming. Some of my usual watchers are probably giggling at that. Oh dear, I've made a bit of a mess here, haven't I? But never mind. We'll soon have things tidied up and be ready for a taste test. I need a big bench or a big table, big folding table, but I haven't got one, so I've sort of got chairs and stools here everywhere using as makeshift tables or benches. I should do some filming and get some Instagram photos of everything too, of my cooking live streams. Should rice going everywhere, but I'll get that with the vacuum cleaner in a bit. Yep, we'll get that with the vacuum cleaner. Once we end our live, I'll be chasing around the vacuum cleaner, and there we go. And then we'll get ready for a taste test. Maybe what I want. I will end up doing a bit of a film of this, so since I haven't done a cooking video for a while. Oh yeah, that's a wonderful big bowl of rice here. I should take it up and show you. Oh, it's heavy. That's another reason why I got this new wok, because it's got two handles on it. I can hold it up two hands. Otherwise, with one hand, I couldn't actually lift all this amount. So we'll just get a bowl of this, making sure I've got some chunks of chicken and all sorts of goodies. And I always think if you roast off the chicken for fried rice or, you know, these sorts of dishes, it makes it even better. So of course we've got a nice bowl here. Getting my big piece of chicken. Oh yeah, that's good. So of course we're going to have a really brilliant supper tonight. I can shut this window now that I'm finished cooking. Otherwise curry fumes and garlic fumes and onion fumes are a little bit over the top. Chili fumes and whatnot. So we've been going about an hour and 35. So, you know, we'll probably, I don't know, go a little bit longer. Broccoli, you know, the cost of broccoli and the cost of snow peas here at the moment, absolutely crazy. Snow peas be good. I don't know about broccoli though. You know, this is more an Indian flavour than a Chinese flavour. But snow peas for sure. Green beans would be brilliant. But the cost of those was pretty extreme too lately, so I didn't sort of get any to go in because I sort of couldn't afford it. And of course, you know, green beans, the nice ones in the supermarket that are frozen, the nice frozen ones were all gone. There was only a few of the supermarket brand, and they weren't even the young green beans, they were the old ones, and I know they're pretty nasty from what I've had before, so I didn't buy them to go in. Oh yeah, that's brilliant. And of course I need the takeout container. Just so that you can see how much rice there is and how big it is. I'm probably going to fill up like about 5 of these takeout containers or even more. But yeah, that'll be, you know, a good amount. A real good amount of leftovers there with that lot. I'm just going to fill one up just so that you see how many there is. And we'll probably run like another 5 minutes and then we'll cut it off. You know, just give everybody a chance to say hello, goodbye, and all of that. Oh, well, did you share another one out, Jocelyn, for this one too? That's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Just see what all the alerts are, and you know, for those who have shared things out. It's much appreciated. Much, much, much appreciated for those who have shared things out. I'll just get this back up here. I'll probably missed somebody's message. I'll put it back on the live chat. It always seems to want to go to top chat, and then, you know, when things are on top chat, you don't sort of get everything and you miss messages. Oh, sweet chili sauce would be nice. Oh, yes, if you wanted a sweet flavour to this, yeah, it would be. you know, to put if you wanted a sweet flavour, but generally it's not a sweet one. This dish is more sort of just savoury and not sweet, but yeah, that would work. I was thinking, you know, something like Frank's hot sauce or something would be nice with that. You know what I mean? That would be nice with this one too. I'd love a beer with this one. It would go really good with this. You know, a nice big Cooper's, Miller's, I should say. A nice big Miller's, you know, the lime, Miller's lime, or you know, a PBR, or the Japanese beer Sapporo would be good with this one. Something like that would be good with this one. Or, you know, if you had like a curry of some type, you know, a thick curry would be really nice with this. Or, you know, some rotis. You know, if you made up some roti bread, that would be really nice. Or some Indian chutneys with this and some roti would be really brilliant as well, yeah. So who else do we have here? We're just going to go another couple of minutes and then we'll cut it off and call it a day. And, you know, I've been live a bit over 2 hours earlier, and it'll be an hour and 3/4 now. So, you know, nearly 4 hours live. So quite a lot of live today. Although we have done marathons before, as you well know, 10 hours, I think my longest is, or 12 hours or something. What was that, Christmas or New Year or something or other like that. But certainly don't want to do too many of those because they're pretty exhausting. But of course, you know, if I get, if I end up getting, you know, 100 views or a couple of 100 views, well, you know, it's worth it. And especially, you know, when you end up getting, you know, 100 hours of watch time out of that, or even 150 hours of watch time out of that, it's pretty well worth it. Yeah, we sort of, we put this on subscriber only. I was on Lisa's live stream earlier, just before this one, and oh, we were that busy booting off trolls, so I sort of went on to Creator Studio and set this to subscriber only then, because oh, poor Lisa, I mean, her chat was just full of bloody trolls popping up all the time, and we were that busy just booting the trolls out. It was you know, crazy. And, you know, there's some pretty sad people around that don't have a life, that have to go onto people's live streams and people's YouTube channels just to, you know, troll them and drop, you know, links to all sorts of porn sites and trash like that. And, you know, do these people have a life or anything better to do? I mean, I could find plenty of better things to do instead of trolling somebody's live stream. And, you know, if there's something I don't like, I'll just scroll on by. It's, you know, the best option, I think. Anyways, I'm going to thank everybody who's come on here. And, oh, I've got to think up a video. I mean, I've got a food one that I should work on some more, but I'm not really happy with it. I've sort of got to get some better lighting here or something. Just got to think up a video for next week, for next Monday's upload. And of course I'd said it a while back, so I'll be doing it still. I'd set a Sunday live stream. Of course it's quite early Sunday morning for all of you, my viewers, but you know, quite late for me Sunday night. It ends up being about 11 p.m. when I go on, but I'd set it up a week ago, so on StreamYard, so we'll still go ahead with that. Anyways, I'm going to thank everybody for watching. Take care and God bless. And of course, you know, I do thank God for when I'm able to get some food, because the way times are at the moment, you've really got to be thankful for every little bit you get. So I'm going to thank everybody for watching. Take care. God bless. And until next time, bye-bye.